Let's get this madness rolling.
Hello YouTube and the rest of the internet. Welcome to my channel. Now I bet you're wondering about how my video title Henry knew and was a part of it from the beginning or something like that, or a title, something like that. I'm probably gonna just do Henry knew who of it from the beginning. Probably something like that. And this is a Fnaf timeline video where basically I'm putting together my idea of the Fnaf timeline of the events of what happened based off things I understand about Fnaf. So let's get to it. So yeah, that's the point of today's video, about my view on Henry and William and the Fnaf timeline. So let's start off where I think it all began. And it's not the way you would expect from someone at all thinking. The first event, it all involves Mrs. Afton and Miss Emily, also known as Williams and Henry's wife, which we know nothing about Miss Emily because he had to have a wife to have a child, I would say, and something happened to her, I think. Henry Emily from Fnaf. That's what I thought. I'm trying to do a timeline here, sis. Thank you. Love you. Now let's get back to it. But we do know a little about Mrs. Afton. Now many people agree and think Mrs. Afton possesses Ballora, and I agree with that on that fact until Scott will probably just go and tear down that idea. Because you know how he is. With that in mind, I think it is possible that Mrs. Afton and Mrs. Afton's death that caused a chain reaction throughout the entire Fnaf events. The reasoning for this one, if Henry is truly as smart as he seems, how did he not notice how did he not notice the danger and evil behind the fun times, or any animatronic for that matter? Well, with how we know William and Henry's personalities are, which are not healthy in some ways, that they are both willing to do a lot for their families, so when Mrs. Afton, or as many he's like to call her by a fan name, Claire, alongside Mrs. Emily, died in an accident where maybe kids were involved. I'm not saying they are. I am not throwing it aside either. Now to clarify where I'm getting all these ideas. Well, it's through my logical thought process and the lore that I mainly get from the game theorists. Link in the description, because these guys, MatPat just knows a lot about FNAF and is very good at what he does. Also, go and watch the... Oh, wait, I already just said that. Sorry, I'm working with a script here and it's just one big thing that I made and I forgot to put in the paragraphs. Anyway, let's get back to the seriousness. They are good what they do. Yep. Okay, there we go. Anyway, after they died, William and Henry want to find a way to bring them back. So they made the Freddy Fazbear's franchise and the Fun Times. But not all possibly. What was I saying there? Folks, I'm just rereading what I said. Not all possibly. And the Fun Times, but not all possibly. Not all of them probably were made at the same time. Some may have been made separately. I'll explain that later. Let me see here. We need to get back. Both take kids and mess with the forces of life and death. Yeah, both William and Henry. With animatronics. Until one finally succeeds, which is Ballora, I would say. She may have been the first one to bring back William must have finally brought back his wife as Ballora. But whatever happened to Miss Emily, she possibly doesn't possess an animatronic, which possibly could have been a mistake that Henry made to make it so they couldn't bring her back. Or she could be inside of Funtime Chica, because although that's a character that's made for fun by Scott, Hot and Ultimate Custom 9. The reason I'm saying that is because the voice actually sounds a bit more mature, like Ballora. So I was thinking maybe that it's a possibility, but we don't really know. Just an idea. Now, the next event, as y'all know, will be Funtime Baby kills Elizabeth, and the Vanity 3, where Michael is killed, and William brings him back from the dead as he promised, because I believe the orange guy is still William, in my opinion. Nah. And the reason why he was dragged away by someone in a bunny suit could have been accidentally Jeremy, which I'm going to explain which Jeremy I'm talking about, because there's like 3 Jeremys in this franchise now. Now let me see here, where was I? Now, as for the older brother of Michael, we'll talk about his fate more later. During all of this, William and Henry are trying to deal with all that's happened. William is drinking and Henry is making robots. Now I bet you're wondering, William drinking, where did he get this idea? Do you not see Midnight Rollers? Later that night when he goes and kills Henry's daughter and all that, and he's driving like that on both roads being reckless, it's actually fair to assume he was drunk when he did that. And possibly when he did the other 5 killings because of grief and pain, that he was drunk, and so, yeah, he wasn't thinking clearly. Because all honesty, the way he was driving was not safe driving. My goodness. Now let me see. Where was I? So I was just trying to refine my position in the script. William, during his drunk self, not thinking right, killed 5 kids, but I mean for their his family's deaths. So like the By 3, Elizabeth, and Mrs. Afton, which, by the way, each involved children not listening or being troublesome. 2 of them at least. 1 may have been possibly, which would explain a bit. Now, not realizing he killed Cassidy. Now, there's a reason I'm bringing this up. I'll explain in a sec. Now, I bet you're wondering why I'm bringing it up and all that, and didn't realize. Well, if we look at Ultimate Custom Night, we still see Cassidy mad for him killing her, because he could be calling herself the one you should not have killed over and over with several animatronics that she's using. It's like, oh my goodness. Why are you so blood hungry towards William? You already killed him, got his revenge, all the others moved on. Why won't you? Well, let's look at these. Isn't that I would say a young child would actually act like this towards anyone and still be blood hungry after you got your payback? Is unless she was related to him in some shape or form. That means he killed someone he may have cared about, which I'll explain a bit more in a bit. For one, why he tried to destroy originals? That's always confusing. Like, if he didn't really care about children, why? And sure, he may have wanted to melt it down for the remnant, like some people say. But it's like a bit curious because you already can kidnap children and you can already kill children, and you know your dog possesses his baby, and you already know all the other fun times may have children possessing them. So why don't you go and mess with them, or why don't you? That's what he was trying to do with scooping with Michael. So why are they going to destroy the originals? I mean, there's probably plenty of remnant from the remains of those machines. Unless he wasn't destroying them for the remnant. Let me see here. He may have cared about how Cassie, that's why he wanted to destroy the originals, wanted to free her spirit because he cared. He didn't know which one she was in, so he destroyed them all. Now in FNAF 6, Henry decides to end the nightmare of FNAF. Or did he? As y'all know, in FNAF game known as Freddy's World or something like that, I forgot the name of the title when I made this whole script, and I'm not going to look it up. Sorry, by the way. None of you really see it as canon, except Matt Pat, which I have to agree with him somewhat. It definitely involves the story. Or it's in my view. In my view, as is shown in that Freddy's World place, or Freddy's Funtime World, or whatever it is, Henry is killed by Baby. So if Henry's dead, how is he here in FNAF 6, is my question. Well, I think it gets explained in Ultimate Custom Night, actually, and FNAF VR. We'll get to that in a minute. For now, I want to go back to FNAF 2. Where toys are introduced. People say that they're not possessed by dead kids, and that there were not more deaths, and it's where the 587 happens. Well, I want us to look back in the Night Guard Jeremy. also known as by the A7 victim. Well, why is the question here. Why would the haunted animatronics go after him? Well, Mangle is one of the many agreed cause of the by the A7 is possessed by Susie's dog. Well, time and time again, the animatronics go after him with white eyes from the toys from time to time. So sometimes, basically what I was trying to say is, I don't know why I was writing that part of the script. Basically, from time to time, the toy animatronics have white eyes. And isn't it a bit odd that not possessed animatronics are doing that? Unless they are, is my opinion. Let's look at Jeremy and how he's not trying to sue the company or quitting. Isn't it weird for a normal person to work here of free will? Well, maybe Henry and William weren't the only ones that were in the idea of messing with life and death. What if the toys have spirits that were killed by Jeremy the Night Guard? And that's why Mango bites him, because they are haunted by two souls. One of a dog, one of a child. That would make more sense in my mind than just a dog, because there are other sounds. Because the other animatronics make sounds that a dying person would make. So why would a dog make static even if it's less intelligent? But two souls holds something more logical in that case. Now, the reason why, Jeremy, I think we need to look at something more people would probably want to kill me for saying. Let's look at Gigi. No pitchforks? No one trying to kill me? I'm alive? Okay. The only animatronic that doesn't cause a problem for the 6 or 5 in Jeremy's case, because he's only there for 5 nights. The 6th night is Michael Afton. Well, if Gigi is also possessed, why didn't she? Because in my opinion, she may be possessed. That's with how she behaves. Unless she was related to him and willing to become an animatronic to live? Well, let's look at this. If you had a sister or a friend of someone that you care about dying, what would you do to save them? Let's say you make a deal to help some people mess with the forces of life and death to save them from death. That's what could happen. Not I'm saying it is. I'm just saying no matter what some people say, there's always a reason, good or bad, for people what they do. Now back to Henry and how he's still around. Well, if we let it be that William, well, in Ultimate Custom Night, William is yelling out Michael's name in like the little secret you can find with, the crocodile and Heil level 1 and find secret thing that basically keep his demons as demons and set yourself free and all that. Let's say this. He keeps yelling out Michael's name 3 times, then says Henry. What if it was to warn him of Henry? Since he did say Henry named him in the end of his yelling of the Endless Nightmare in Ultimate Custom Night. In Fnaf VR, the one glitch Glitch Trap is like of William, yet not at the same time. Like Glitch Trap acts like William, yet not at the same time. William is a man that killed out of grief, pain, and alcohol, most likely. This glitch doesn't seem to be a killer for those reasons. It seems it does it for reasons unknown to me right now. The reason I'm giving William the benefit of the doubt is because he did try to say sorry to the kids they killed in the past in FNAF 3, like in the final night or close to final night. He basically burns down the restaurant running away from it or staying there to be burned. And depending if you forgive him or not, on the little minigame, which I don't remember if anyone's confirmed which one was which I don't believe anyone has. I believe it's the one where he says sorry, because where Scrap Trap looks, it doesn't have anything plant-like or any damages of nature. It looks like it was burnt. So I'd say he was burnt because they forgave him. So that's my opinion. So he tried to put an end to the whole nightmare himself, William did. But why did he stick around? Why is he back? Well, I'll explain a bit. Let's see, where was I? Doing it again as glitch would make no sense for how William could be from doing it again. What could he gain? Nothing. It's not him, in my opinion, but someone who's acting as him or a program. Here's why I think he got 3 possible things that glitch could be. 1 is a code made of evil and insanity of William Aftons, so someone took like the evil and insanity of William Aftons and made a program out of it. 2, it's Jeremy the Night Guard. 3rd, it's Henry Emily. Let's quickly explain the code made William. Basically, it's someone who made code that acts like William's killer thoughts and told it to make a cult and do more killing. For what reason? I don't know, and I don't know who is possible with that, but it's a possibility. Jeremy maybe had been bitten caused him to lose insanity and wanting death. So he waits with a plan for all the spirits of the past to leave and transfer his mind to a game to make an army, mostly because he gone too old by the time Fnaf 6 has happened. Because, I mean, seriously, it was probably a long time since basically Springtrap was, like, around for 30 years, so, and probably Jeremy still aged, unlike everyone else, so he probably was waiting and was near death by the time FNAF 6 happened. Finally, Henry, his reason is the following. He wants to try again and bring back his wife, but not as a blood-hungry robot, but as a human. His daughter as well, after he finds a way to remove the problem of bloodlust being brought back from the dead, which is the same thing as his wife, basically. 3rd, to make William Afton's name hated by all. It is made clear in FNAF 6 that Henry hates William after all that happened. So, to make him pay even after all that's happened to William, he wants William to be hated by all. This is all to make him pay. This is all just my thoughts on FNAF timeline and possible things that could be true. Cassidy, I think maybe with how big William's house is, it may be a case that Cassidy maybe be William's daughter. That's why I'm saying. And William had a family of 4 kids and a wife with him. He had a family of 6. Himself, his wife, his oldest son, his youngest son, and 2 daughters, which one he accidentally killed during his grief. Would that make absolute sense? Maybe. With how mental problems William has, it's not actually that out there. Could it be true? Maybe. We'll have to wait and see on that, if it's ever confirmed or not, because the way Cassie acts about her death, no one would get that angry about it, even after he got payback. I mean, all the others moved on, including Houdin, and Charlotte, which was literally the daughter of his best friend that he killed. So why is Cassie not moving on? What kind of relationship did she have with him? A father and daughter. Which is quite sad in all honesty, how it went that way. But I'm not saying she is. It's just a possible answer why she hates him so much for killing. Also, let's not forget Michael's older brother. Whatever happened to him, and no one knows his name, so I'm just gonna... His older brother. Well, most likely he grew up and had a family of his own, and maybe had a child/grandchild that had a nickname, Vanity. I bet you're like, wait a minute, isn't that at the girl from FNAF 6 VR? Yes. Now let me explain what I'm thinking here. You're gonna hear in a sec. So, yeah, basically he grew up and all that. Now let me see. Now, why I think Vanity is an Afton? Well, it's very clear to us that people can resist glitch trap, but most likely dying. I'm trying, like Jeremy the game tester, not Jeremy the spirit, not Jeremy the night guard, Jeremy the game tester. So why would Vanity be okay with this? Well, if she's an Afton, it would make more sense. If the older brother is her father or grandpa, depending on what year it is. She would know the pain of her father or grandpa that had to go through watching or knowing that your entire family died except you, because all of them, except him, basically your older brother, is dead as far as we know. If she was the loving daughter, which is most likely the case, it would make a lot hot. Basically, Vanity would be really happy to see her grandpa or father smile again, depending on what year it is. As I said, we don't know how long it's been and how old he is. He could be a father of Vanity, or the grandpa. I don't know. We'll have to wait to see. So if you were told you can bring him back from the dead and how to do it, like Vanity was told by the glitch of how to bring back the entire Afton family of the past and bring him back to her father or grandpa and let him see him again, what would you do? Well, she's not sure about it.
I refuse to join the call. Goodbye.
Okay. But I
love you.
But I think that she is willing to do it for her family, which will put her on a dangerous path. She is willing to kill people for her family to make it so her father would smile again, seeing his old family, seeing his brother, so he can apologize for the bite of A3, see his sister and his mother and say how glad he is to see them, see his father again and be with the man that he cared about, which would make a bit of sense, really. That I hope she can get out of once she sees the truth that this whole glitch thing is lying, in my opinion. In my opinion, if it truly is if Vanity truly is, actually, I'm just thinking this now, it's on the script. You know, I've been messing up the script this entire time, but oh well. Let's look at Vanity, because if she truly is an Afton and the glitch knows it, because most likely if it's Henry, if it knows it, it would most likely want her to kill. Because if he gets another Afton to kill, he might try to ruin the Afton name, make him look like horrible monsters, because he hates William that much that he wants to ruin his entire family. Maybe. I'm not 100% certain on that. I mean, he really does seem to dislike him for what happened. Could be a possibility. Now, this is how I think the Fnaf timeline is. And maybe one day when people are watching this, people are saying that you're so whole wrong, since Fnaf timeline is a mess, because it's an absolute mess, folks. And I may be absolutely wrong with this entire theory. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and yeah. So I have 3 videos I'm gonna be uploading at once for when I do my return. And if you watch this to the end, and this is one of them. The last one will be a bit different from the 2, which is me making my Fnaf timeline, and the last one will be an Overwatch gameplay, but with something unique about it. But anyway, it's Crazy Boy, and I'm out of here.